Hey, what's up? We're the VC here coming at you with another video. It's about anything and everything. Nothing's off the table. Subscribe to me, or the VC channel here on YouTube or on Rumble or both. It's just about common sense and what have you. And so, without further ado, let's get straight to it. All right. So, we talk about all kinds of stuff, and I share my thoughts about it. You could always share yours too. So with that, let's talk about what's here and what's been happening here. There's a lot of things I'm going to talk about, but we'll talk about Teslas. All right, as uh, Tesla dealerships around the U.S. are being hit badly, right? And we'll also talk about the upcoming spending bill that's, I guess, due by today if they want to avoid government shutdown. And so we'll talk about that as well. But let's talk about these Teslas, all right? Shit. I talked about it a couple times on my channel when, let me see something here. Yeah, about why I don't care for Teslas and why, and then talk about the Cybertruck explosion and stuff like that that happened in Vegas. So I've covered it a couple times, and so, looking at all this stuff here, it's just funny how Elon and Tesla was like, you know, a big deal, back when he was on the Democrat side of things, Green New Deal and electric cars and all this other stuff. And as soon as he crosses the line to the Republican side and being part of the Doge now and all that, then all of a sudden it's all bad. It's all bad, right? The Green New Deal goes out the door. It's contradictory to the agenda of Democrats, right? And all these liberal idiots that all of a sudden they want to torch and destroy Teslas and all that. When he was like the darling, right? The industry darling, the Green New Deal darling, paving the way to be the dominant leader in electric cars and all that in the U.S. And then all of a sudden, people are not with it. So then, what does that mean for the Green New Deal? Well, let's go see what's been going on and some of this footage here across the U.S.
The Hertz Gold Plus Rewards member.
You get to skip the line and go right to your car.
We're seeing more reports of vandalized Teslas from all around the country. The latest one happening in the Pacific Northwest. We want to warn you, some of the vandalism you see, it's offensive. In suburban Seattle, police say 6 vehicles were tagged at a Tesla dealership. One of them was a Cybertruck that was just at the dealership for maintenance. It was spray painted and tagged. The truck's owners called the incident disheartening, but says he doesn't feel personally attacked. The vandalism appears to be the latest in a string of incidents against Tesla products. We saw a dealership in northern Colorado that's been targeted.
And it's funny how Democrats always claim they like to protest peacefully and all that, but yet they vandalize and get violent every time. Isn't that crazy, right? No, not really. It's not crazy. That's just what they are. Even though they claim to be non-violent protesters, and when they're against something, they always use violence and vandalism as a way for, I don't know, to express themselves, which is pretty idiotically stupid because then it costs all of us money for the damages.
Twice since the start of the year. A lot of people believe those incidents are protests against Elon Musk and his work with the Department of Government Efficiency.
Well, yeah.
Amid the boycotts and protests, some Tesla owners are taking action. One man in Georgia is so mad at Musk, he took the Tesla decals off his car.
Oh man, he is so. Oh my gosh, man, he's showing a protest there, man. You still own the car, buddy. But yeah, you rip off the labels, man, to demonstrate how you're so against Elon, man. Man, you are paving the way for being just a bigger idiot than what you already are.
Rankin used a heat gun, then just kind of pulled that decal off with his fingers. He says he removed the Tesla badges in protest because Musk is not an elected official.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Remove the label. Yeah, but you still own the car, you dumb fuck.
Things aren't going super well, micro-empowered, because it's almost nothing that I've done. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you
it
still
makes
own
me
the
feel
car, you
like I'm
bitch.
doing something.
Fuck out of
Plans to
here.
branch out, offering his services to help other Tesla owners remove their decals.
Get out of here, man.
My whole career, I was pretty much bald, so people just got to know me as
You
being
got
a bald guy.
morons
I
out
did
there.
wonder what it would be like if I could have hair.
All these dumb morons. Look at this stuff, man. This is up in my home Bay Area,
Take a look
California.
at this. Anti-Elon Musk flyers circulating around San Francisco, taped on light poles and onto Tesla vehicles. And this appears to be a part of a nationwide boycott of the automaker over Musk's role within the Trump administration. KRON 4's Sarah Stinson reports.
Don't be car-plicit,
Teslas are hard to
you liberal idiots. You know, it's funny, like, how they captured that shot of him, right? Because I know what he was trying to do when he was intending to, you pound the chest and you put your arm out as a way to show, hey, you know, that's love, right? But he just kind of did it wrong. And so he got caught up in that, making it look like he was doing the whole Hitler salute, whatever. And it was just more of pounding the chest and waving your arm out there to say, hey, thank you, that's love, you know. And he just did it wrong. And so that's why he's getting a lot of flack for it, because it kind of looks like a Hitler salute. But I mean, come on, people, you guys are just a bunch of idiots. Now, if he wasn't part of Doge and doing all that stuff, and then he did the very same exact thing, right? Pound the chest out wrong, and in the technique, no one would say a word. No one would even raise a hair about what he did. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, Elon's showing that he's say, hey, thank you, you know, that's love to the heart type of thing, you know." And no one would say a word, you know. And he'll be the industry darling still in the Green New Deal and electric cars and all that. So yeah, no, don't bust me with that bullshit.
miss around the Bay Area, but now owners are being targeted. Flyers that read "Sell your swastika, don't be carplicit" are popping up around San Francisco. The signs show a picture of Elon Musk saluting.
Totally
the bold
lost
flyers are
in
being
the
taped
sauce.
onto light poles and even on cars in the Marina neighborhood. Tesla drivers in the city say they don't blame people for protesting the automaker.
Well, I agree. I don't like Elon, and I don't like what he's doing. It's horrible.
I personally am not a fan of Elon Musk, but I understand why people are boycotting.
The anti-Musk.
It's funny because, yeah, she owns the car, right? If you don't like someone and you don't like what they are and what they represent and what they sell, then you don't buy their stuff. That's a good way to protest. You just don't buy it, right? But to go vandalize, to go around and make all these claims and doing all this stupid shit, it's like, come on now. Like, do you really got to do all that? Like, I don't like Teslas, but I'm not going to go around and smash up Teslas and, vandalize them and all that. I just don't care for them, you know. But if I do want to make like a, how can I say this, a statement, although I'll have to say that, it's funny because, man, I was looking at Cybertruck and I just didn't like them when they first came out, when he demonstrated it, trying to hit the window to show you that they're bulletproof, and then it smashed anyways, at the, show, a demonstration show back then. Just wasn't a fan. But if I really wanted to, like, show off and just be like, hey, to make like a statement, I guess, even though I don't care for Teslas and all that, and just is more of a status symbol, I could buy a Cybertruck. I really could. But it's just money better spent on other things, But I seriously could buy one just for status purposes, and be like, yeah, look, guys, I got a Cybertruck, And I don't know. It's kind of growing on me just a little bit, but at the same time, it's a lot of money for it. Like I said, I'd rather just have money well spent on other things. But seriously, though, like really seriously, I could get one for just a status symbol purpose. That's the only reason why I would get one, right? If I was just really wanted to just do that, I would just do that. But other than that, I wouldn't get it because of reliability purposes. I wouldn't get it because I want to save the environment. I wouldn't get it for any other reason except for just more like status, that's it. But other than that, I don't really care for Tesla products. And I wasn't a fan of Elon, but over time when he flipped the script, he kind of grew on me, and when you come to find out, he's just like one of us, just common sense. And I think he just woke up from the, Democrat liberal sauce that we all kind of fell for, right? When they made it sound like they're for the people when they're really not, they're only for the elites, right? And the whole this stuff about, the, demonstrations and protests against Elon and Tesla and all that, it's only because it's the liberalism in people that are really pushing that script and that sort of agenda of, oh, he's anti this, he's doing all this stuff in the government, which is all like, if you really look at it, what has he really done that's so bad except cut wasteful spending? I mean, he doesn't need the money. He's the richest guy in the world. Why? He wouldn't need any money, so he's not doing it for the money. He's doing it because it's to really show how wasteful Democrats have been all this time, and it goes all the way down from top down to the governors, to the mayors. They've all shown irresponsible spending. They all shown irresponsible management of everything when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to wildfires, and I guess you say disasters, and illegals, homeless, you name it. What has Democrats really done that's been like, oh my gosh, it's so great, right? Nothing. Tell me something, right?
Movement picked up across the country with people expressing frustrations over Musk running the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Cars and dealerships have been vandalized. Jackie Burgo says defacing cars is not the answer.
It's just very reckless and damaging people's personal property that they spend a lot of money on. And so I think that is a really frustrating thing.
Other flyers circulating say, tell your neighbors to sell your Tesla.
Who are we selling it to? Other people, and it's going to get destroyed in their hands, and it would just be a vicious cycle.
If I could sell it for what it was worth, I would sell it now, but I can't. I mean, who wants to buy a Tesla, right?
Tesla owners like Lois have been buying bumper stickers like this to avoid being targeted.
I bought it before I knew Elon was crazy.
People are saying this is their antidote to their car now.
Matt Hiller started selling these bumper stickers in 2023. In 2 years, he sold more than 50,000 across the world.
Inauguration, the salute, and kind of just the constant presence of Elon in the news has just kept this going crazy the whole time.
We don't want this to happen, and not to somebody that's been so good to our country.
President Donald Trump on Tuesday publicly defending Musk and Tesla.
Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop them.
Really, it is domestic terrorism. Think about it, right? You're torching dealerships, you're torching people's cars, all in so-called protest, right? What's the difference between that and the, for example, all the different college universities that were protesting, the, ceasefire this, and, what do you call them people, the Palestinians, free Palestine and all this other crap, and that's all supposedly in protest, but yet they're supporting Hamas, which is a terrorist organization that is, still the same sort of deal here when you're protesting and torching people's cars in so-called protest the same way. It is domestic terrorism, all right? Just on a different scale, but it's still the same thing.
We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company.
San Francisco police says officers will enforce the law and hold criminals accountable if they vandalize property, ensuring those who damage or deface public or private property face the appropriate legal consequences. Reporting in San Francisco, Sarah Stinson, KRON 4 News.
Today,
funny stuff. Let's see here. What else? let's keep hitting this up real quick.
Hey, iBuyDirect here. We take the hassle out of buying eyewear by sending the store to your screen.
EPA under the Trump administration is now rolling back dozens of regulations on pollution, clean air, and Biden-era green policies. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin says the move will reverse what he calls climate change religion. Along with unwinding 31 environmental rules, Zeldin is also looking to slam the brakes on Biden's electric vehicle mandate that pledged to have half of all new cars and trucks sold in the U.S. with zero emissions by 2030. In the meantime, a bizarre scene at the White House yesterday
as the South Lawn. Think about it. Zero emissions, electrified by 2030. Like, I don't know. Because think about it. They're trying to push electrified vehicles. Look at the trucking industry, right? How can truckers be pulling loads across the United States and have to stop and charge and all that stuff every few hours? Because, you're pulling loads. So when you're pulling heavy loads, what do you got to do? It uses a lot of power, right? It drains the battery. And so, it's going to be constant issues. And I just don't see how that's going to be effective when you don't have, charging stations across the U.S. Very sparse, if anything, when you look at the overall, count of what it is across the United States. And so, even Biden so-called invested in, charging stations across the U.S. for this sort of purpose, and yet they only built like 7 of them during his term or some bullshit, like some ridiculously small number. I think they said it was like 7, which is kind of like funny as hell. But yeah.
Turned into, a Tesla showroom. President Trump pledged to buy one of the EVs from Elon Musk, and critics have raised questions about the president using his influence to help boost sales for one of his biggest donors. Since Musk joined the Trump administration, Tesla stock has dramatically fallen. And here, there has also been a spike in vandalism against Tesla vehicles and dealerships. As Suji Nam reports, it has some Tesla owners here in the Bay Area concerned about their safety.
John Stringer has owned 5 Teslas. His latest purchase, a Cybertruck. He is also the founder of Tesla Owners of Silicon Valley.
My goal was to interact with other enthusiasts.
John and his community of 6,000 Tesla owners in the South Bay say safety on the roads has become a greater concern.
I actually just had a friend up in Idaho. A rock was thrown at his window with his 3-year-old kid in the back, and the window shattered.
There has been a string of incidents involving vandalism of Teslas and protests at dealerships in recent weeks in response to Elon Musk's work with the Trump administration. John says his friends in the Tesla manufacturing industry have also been facing backlash.
It's really unfortunate that they're being targeted, they're being berated. Owners are being berated. And
the politics taking a toll on Tesla's bottom line as well. Terrorism. A recent report shows Tesla sales in the U.S. have dropped 1% last year compared to 2023, the company's first annual sales decline in 12 years. Company shares have also dropped more than 40% since President Trump took office.
This is a form of protest. Now, I'm not condoning vandalism, but it's not surprising that the Tesla charging spots or their dealerships are becoming focal points where people are expressing their dismay.
UC Berkeley marketing faculty Bill Pierce says,
yeah, so oh, this is sorry. I don't mean to be mean, but it's like sorry. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'll just circle around here. All right, that's all I gotta say. But it's just kind of distracting. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, still to protest and destroy and vandalize is not a way to send a message across peacefully, right? They always claim, like I said, Democrats always claim to be peaceful protests. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
When politics and business converge, it can have a significant long-term impact on the brand.
Yeah, they always say if you want to do it, just don't buy it. Just don't buy the stuff, right? Sell it, whatever, right? Don't support it. And, if you want to do a conveying through commercialism, whatever, all right, that's fine. Then, or through influence, whatever, you talk to people, say, hey, don't buy Teslas, right? But you don't destroy people's property. What the fuck is that?
And
the politics in this time, which is very fractured, is almost running 180 degrees
should
to
all
what
be
the
arrested.
Tesla brand was built on. And this is too abrupt change for...
Come on, you liberal idiots. You guys wanted the Green New Deal. You guys want electric cars, right? Why are you destroying electric cars? And the number one U.S. manufacturer in the U.S. when it comes to electric cars. Why? All right? You guys are going against your cause, right? Come on, people.
the Tesla fans, and they're saying, look, I thought you were this, and now you're that. I don't want any part of you. There's going to be an erosion of trust in the brand.
For John, however, he wants to relay the message that many Tesla owners bought the car for its technological advancements and environmental impact, and not necessarily for Elon Musk's opinions or political beliefs.
Help with climate change and
isn't that the original purpose?
And so every gas car off the road is going to help out that mission.
He tells us that in a time...
Too bad, though, they're just so damn expensive, though. So damn expensive. The range is no good. That's why I don't care about electric cars. I just don't. I mean, I might do a hybrid, but I just don't care because of the range. Got to worry about plugging it in all the time, and just it costs so damn much. I mean, it's like shit for a good size electric car. Like the tiny ones are probably cheap, right? You know, like the Tesla Model 3s and stuff, and any sort of manufacturer that makes electric cars that they're small, they're cheaper, right? But still, cheap is not that cheap. It's still like 30,000-40,000, right? You go down to I'm talking about new, like buying used. I wouldn't even bother buying used because you just don't know how much time it's a ticking time bomb when it comes to battery repairs and all that stuff. Forget about it, all right? You only could buy new, and that's it. Forget all these used ones. But yeah, so they're torching it. Let me look at one more here. Let's look at Cybertrucks in Seattle. I mean, they're everywhere. Look at all the vandalism happening. Delaware, Seattle.
You're not hurting
everywhere.
Elon. I already purchased the truck.
This Tesla Cybertruck owner who asked not to be identified found out Monday his vehicle was vandalized while parked at the company's Linwood dealership for service.
I've worked for years for this truck. This was my pride and joy.
That wordmark logo on the back is intentional. It's the tagging that's under investigation, vulgar messages, and a swastika. The owner tells me he's Jewish.
I don't really feel like I was personally attacked based off, they knew it was my truck, and I am a Jewish person.
I think it's coincidental, all right? That part is coincidental, I think. I think the message, because, Elon doing the whole salute thing. But, I mean, at least he's not taking it personal, because I seriously don't think people knew, oh, he's Jewish, we're going to do it to his car. No. This is the overall message they were sending, across various vehicles.
That personal, but to do this, it's just the whole principle of it.
Police photos show multiple vehicles were targeted with similar messages aimed at Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who joined President Donald Trump at the White House on Tuesday.
Mr. President talks about some of the violence that's been going on around the country at dealerships. Some say they should be labeled domestic terrorists.
I will do that. I'll do it. I'm going to stop it. We catch anybody doing it because they're harming a great American company.
The FBI's Seattle office says it's looking into the incidents here. Over the weekend, 4 Cybertrucks were destroyed in a fire in Seattle's Soto neighborhood. Investigators have not determined if that was intentionally set. All of this amid protests over Musk's role in the government.
We're not interested in damaging vehicles or harming people or property. We are interested in taking down the stock price of Tesla.
Back in Snohomish County, this Cybertruck is cleaned up, back in its owner's driveway.
If anything, it empowers us to just be stronger.
The Linwood Police Department says in all, 6 vehicles were vandalized. Their report refers to 5 unknown suspects for felony mischief. But again, without commenting on specific incidents.
Hey, this one. All right, this will be my last Tesla thing, and then we'll move on to the government shutdown.
A vandalism investigation is underway in Echo Park after a man is seen slashing the tires of a Tesla Cybertruck.
The Tesla's Sentry Mode captured the video of the vandalism. A man with a sharp object is seen puncturing the tires. The owner wondering if this is a case of Tesla hate. KTLA's Alina Bovian joins us live in Echo Park with this story. Hi, Alina.
Hi, good evening. Well, the day that this took place, the Tesla Cybertruck was the only vehicle targeted. So many people in this neighborhood, they do believe this was possibly a case of Tesla hate. A case of vandalism caught on camera. You see a man walking over to a truck. He has a sharp object in his left hand. From this angle, a Tesla Cybertruck in Sentry Mode, capturing the guy puncturing the front passenger tire. He walks away, then comes back and gets the passenger rear tire. The owner of the Tesla posted the video on social media, asking the public and police to help identify and catch the vandal. He believes this was a case of Tesla hate. Residents in this neighborhood, the 1600 block of North Alvarado Street in Echo Park, say they agree.
I think they're just like ugly, but I don't know if that's why people are vandalizing. I feel like a lot of people hate Teslas now. I don't know.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I feel like people just hate electric vehicles, like especially Teslas. I don't know why, but yeah, that's weird.
The LAPD is investigating this as a case of vandalism, not necessarily a case of Tesla hate. The Guardian, however, reporting other Tesla owners feeling the backlash because of the political tension associated with Elon Musk and his support for President-elect Donald Trump. Some Tesla owners even slapping on this bumper sticker to disassociate. A couple examples.
Or be like that guy, remove the decals to show him protesting. Fuck out of here, man. All right, enough of this shit now. I'm over this stuff now. Let me see here. There was some people are pissed off right now in government. I look at this right here.
How to find the perfect pet.
The idiot look here.
Sitter in Fort.
Let me cut this part off. I just like the pose here. Look at this idiot. These idiots here holding up their little sign. I just laugh at this every time I see this. I guess there's some pissed off people here. Look at this. Betrayal, right? So supposedly Schumer wants to vote for the passing of the budget to avoid government shutdown. So let's take a look at that. All right, since it's impending government shutdown.
News to get to. The deadline to avoid a government shutdown is midnight tonight.
And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is backing down on his fight to block Trump's agenda. He's going to vote for this CR.
And this was stunning news that came down last night.
Well, if he votes for it, then many others, or maybe not many, maybe several others will follow. Because all they needed was like, I think 8 Democrats to vote for the budget. So more likely, you're going to have others that's going to follow suit with him, and then they're going to actually pass his budget.
He's been there every step of the way. She's live at the Capitol right now. Aisha.
Hey, good morning to you guys. Well, the Democrats certainly have their gloves on this morning. They are waking up to a deeply divided party. We are actually waiting to find out which one of them in the Senate will join the GOP in funding the government to vote on this cloture vote. It's going to happen sometime in the 1 o'clock hour later this afternoon. And this is the vote, you guys, that unlocks the government funding bill. This is the vote that Republicans need Democrats to join.
I like how Schumer explained why he's voting for it, right? It's actually kind of funny. It's like this weird psychology. Something got to his head for him to just all of a sudden he was against voting for it to shut down government, right? And he was telling all the Democrats to follow suit, and then all of a sudden something got in his head, in that little pea brain of his. It looks like the Penguin, right, from the the Batman movies. He looks like the Penguin, right? And to where he's like, I'm going to vote for it now, right? And it's this weird psychology as to why. You should listen to this.
Join them on. So Democrats, as you know, have been threatening to shut down the government because what they wanted in this government funding bill was to limit President Trump's authority to slash more government. Well, last night, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that while they didn't get what they wanted, he is going to help fund the government because a shutdown, he says, would have been far more worse for federal workers. It would have given President Trump powers to decide who is essential and who is not.
A shutdown would give Donald Trump and Elon Musk carte blanche to destroy vital government services at a significantly faster rate than they can right now.
This change of heart came right after a heated lunch among Senate Democrats yesterday, in which it sounded like Senator Kirsten Gillibrand screaming at her colleagues about how a shutdown would look for them. Meanwhile, Republicans are out there taking a victory lap.
Chuck Schumer overplayed his hands, and fortunately we have Leader Thune who just outmaneuvered him. Thune said from the very beginning of this Congress that the Democrats can either do this the easy way or do it the hard way, and they have chose the hard way the entire time.
Meanwhile, some Democrats like
AOC. Yeah, she's on fire. She's pissed. She's pissed. It's funny because Schumer thinks that by voting for it, it'll avoid government shutdown, which is a good thing. And if it was to be shut down, it would empower Trump even more. I don't know. It's weird psychology, but okay. I'll take that as a W. I'll take it as a win anyways. Because stuff that Democrats have tried to justify for in everything has been terrible. So they just keep losing on everything, right? Especially with like transgender issues and things like that. So, hey, you know what? All right, go on ahead, vote for the budget. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, Fetterman was already voting for it anyway, so it was just a matter of a few more people. Schumer's on it, so that means that there's going to be enough to pass the budget. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the week, that with this whole impending government shutdown, they're going to vote to pass it. I didn't sense that they were going to not pass it. It seemed like it was going to be a given, and they were just playing hardball to the last minute.
AOC are eviscerating Schumer right now. She says that there is actually still time, a few hours here, to kill this bill.
Fuck you.
We have time to correct course on this decision. Senate Democrats can vote no. We can correct course to see Senate Democrats even consider acquiescing to Elon Musk. I think it is a huge slap in the face, and I think that there is a wide sense of betrayal.
So this could also turn into a political problem for Chuck Schumer. There are some Democrats that are asking AOC to primary him in New York. And Brian, I know you said that his seat is probably safe, but you also want to consider his position here in the Senate as well. His seat might be safe in New York, but there are some questions about his leadership position here.
If you guys know what I'm thinking,
then a Senate Democrat that comes out and wants
I got something to put
for that.
Shut that.
But Aisha, what happened? Because we knew a cave was going to happen. They just don't have the leverage right now. But something explosive happened in that lunch that we didn't anticipate. I know a lot of the members didn't want to go on record after that meeting, which told you that the leadership had told them to keep their mouth shut. What are you hearing?
Well, Senate Democrats were certainly pressured to hold the line when House Democrats, pretty much the entire conference except for one member, stood together and voted no on this bill. So as soon as the House acted the way that it did, at least the Democrats in the House, then Senate Democrats had pressure on them to do the exact same thing. And that was the plan. It turned into a stare down, which is what always happens during these fights. And what happened during the lunch, they've been having these meetings. I think it's been 3 times so far this year. They've had these meetings that have gone over an hour, and we weren't getting really anything out of the Democrats that were leaving the meeting. They would go to the bathroom, they would leave, we would ask questions, they wouldn't say anything. So clearly someone had told them not to talk. And then suddenly we heard screaming. I mean, full-blown shouting at her colleagues, and it was clear to me, I was the first person to say, I think that's Kirsten Gillibrand, and then we all started leaning in, and it was clear that she was unhappy with how this shutdown would make the Democrats look. It just wasn't worth it politically to them.
Senator Mark Wayne Mullin said you could hear them down the hallway. That's how loud it was behind that closed door, in that closed door session amongst the Democrats. What about the votes? I know you said earlier you're not really sure, but have you heard anyone might be leaning? Because Republicans need 7 votes from the Democrats. It sounds like they do have it with Chuck Schumer. What about the other Democrats? Do they have the 7?
So we actually made a list of some Democrats last night. The Hill team got together and made a list. And I can tell you that Senator Tim Kaine is a possible yes as well. He said that he would be if he got those amendments. They want to be able to vote on certain things before the actual government funding bill. We could also see people like some of these folks that are retiring soon. They're not going to run for re-election. You've got like Peters in Michigan. We could also see Slotkin, who is a little bit more pragmatic. And then possibly some others out there that might come forward and help to shield some of these more vulnerable Democrats that are up for re-election in 2 years.
I mean, Kelly's indicated too he would be somewhat open to it, but they wanted that 30 days, right? They wanted Schumer to go to bat for 30-day CR, and that just collapsed.
CR.
Yeah,
they wanted a clean CR, and they're saying this is a dirty CR, that it's not exactly what they passed back in December or months before that. That there are some provisions that are a little bit different here, a little bit more defense.
It's just like how they had the border bill, right? The border bill the Democrats had versus what HR2 that the Republicans had, and there was a stalemate on that they never came back upon it. But Democrats accused Republicans of having a dirty bill or whatever, and they tried to pass their version of it, which didn't really solve anything but still made problems at the border still pretty bad. Because it still condoned border crossings but a limited number per day. And it was like, okay, but how about just shut down the border, right? Which Trump is doing now. But that was off the table, right? It was like that. So Democrats have zero leverage because they have their means of what they think is good is no good at all. They suck, and they're terrible at it.
And spending, I think there's a naval ship that's going to be built. There's money in there for that. So there are some differences in that. The key thing that they really wanted that wasn't included by Speaker Johnson was this provision to limit the president's authority to basically slash or cut government wherever he deemed it was necessary, and Republicans just weren't going to go for that.
Of course not. Aisha, thanks so much.
That's a non-issue because it's benefiting America. So that's a no issue, not even to be considered on the bill. So just saying. All right, but yeah, so looks like the bill is going to pass today because Schumer's on board. You have Fetterman, that's 2. You need like 5 more if you want to play it safe, 6 more. But the thing about it is that I think because of Schumer, he's going to have enough influence that people are going to follow suit. That's going to be a good deal. So yeah, government bill will pass, no shutdown, and that's where it is. All right, it's a reverse psychology attack, got into Schumer's head. The penguin prevails, and for the Democrats, all right, and the Democrats are pissed. Anyhow, that's the latest here. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Teslas are burning in peaceful protest, right? Not. And government's not going to be shut down. All right. And other than that, comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'm on Rumble. I'm on YouTube. You can find me on either or both. I double post it anyways, and whichever is more convenient for you. And I just want to say thank you. And more to come on the daily. I'll see you next one.